Hello, and welcome to a flip through of the Elemental Strength Tarot by Deck Chi, illustrated by Lynne. I did a flip through of a deck by Lynne as well, the Glimmerwalker Tarot. This is a beautiful deck, very vibrant and bright colors, and this one is just as beautiful. The art style is just a little bit different, and it's based on the elements, and colors are deeply rooted within the meanings of the cards as well. Okay, so we've got a magnetic box somewhere around here. Here we go. Magnetic box, just like Glimmerwalker. And we have a nice guidebook, which is in color in a different language, but in the English portion, there are no illustrations, but that's okay. They're here. We can always refer. They have the numbers here. I wonder if numbers are universal to all languages. That's an interesting question. Okay, so just a small amount on each of the minor arcana, and I think we've got a few sentences on the number cards. Not too sure if you can see this. I don't have autofocus in this on my camera. I find it's just a little bit more difficult to work with. So just a few sentences on the minors. And all right, so this deck was initially a Kickstarter. However, I bought it from Vermilion Collection, and I'll link the website in the description. So the edging is beautiful. We have a dark blue, almost metallic, slightly metallic. And the deck did not come like this. It fell and got nicked, unfortunately. The backs are beautiful, very vibrant colors, and we have a bit of gilding, silver gilding around this star here. And then here we are with the beautiful color palette. So this deck, there's a lot of information on the Kickstarter website about the inspiration behind this deck, and it is inspired by the elemental correspondences and the meanings of their symbolic meanings. So they did make it a point to say that in the majors, the people they're devoid of racial or ethnic characteristics, but their skin color is related to their underlying meaning. And then they have their clothes and their objects that they're working with are related to their meaning as well. So here we have the Fool. And of course, he's on this cliff about to go off, but we don't quite know if he was prepared for this because he does have a feathered wing set on. Now, this could be something that he created, and who knows if it's going to work because you do see the tie-ons right here on his arms, but he doesn't seem very worried about it. And we don't ever know if this dog is trying to hold him back. Maybe the dog's chasing him. I don't know. And of course, he has this white rose symbolic of purity. Here we have the Magician. His skin is white. He is generally a Mercury card, which is air. Some people associate him with earth because of all the elements that the Magician works with. And he is here with all of his elements. We do have the white rose and the white lilies down here making an appearance. He has his wands that is calling forth the energy from the cosmos, bringing it down here to earth. Here we have the High Priestess, and she is in between her two pillars, B and J, also with her crescent moon within water. It's part of her throne. We also have the pomegranates back here as well, and this looks like a veil, right? Almost like you can step back into this. So amazing. We have the Empress sitting in her lush garden, her lush nature. We've got 12 stars on her crown, symbolizing the zodiac wheel for tropical, not necessarily constellational, because there would be 13. And how nice would that be to have 6, 6, and then 1 right here in the center, right? Very even, if you will. So here we have the Emperor, and he is a dark blue. And I wonder if it says what the dark blue of his skin tone means. And he is a ram. He's got some hooves, but he's sitting like a man, and he does have the face head of the ram. So let's see. The Emperor with a goat, okay, he has a goat head, wears a red robe casually and steps on it. You know, he's stepping on his robe. It demonstrates the confidence and composure as a superior in controlling everything. His blue body and armor is core of his rationality. So blue, I guess, is rationality. The yellow mountain is his strong willpower. The red sky is his endless passion. Oh, that's pretty cool. So there is some information on the meanings of the colors on the Kickstarter campaign. Here we have the Hierophant, and we have the 2 supplicants here with a lily and a rose in their hair, or maybe their head, possibly. Then we have the 2 keys, and of course his 3-tiered wand. He too is between 2 pillars, and I watched an interesting video on how we've got these 2 pillars and then this 3rd pillar representing polarity, and how before we were a solar people, we were more polar. Meaning that we kind of followed the pole star as opposed to the sun, you know, as opposed to the sun being like the center, you know, the sun traveling around the zodiac. It was more so the pole star that was followed, the North Star. Here we have the Lovers, then we have the Tree of Life, the Tree of Knowledge, and the Angel, of course, the male and the female energy, and very nice. And then touching, but not quite touching. Oh, this cardstock is very glossy, by the way, super glossy. So there might be a slight glare, and my apologies on that. I worked pretty hard on trying to minimize it as much as possible. I do have a light box, and I tried out a matte deck, and the matte deck looked fabulous. It's just that this is a very glossy deck and very slippery when shuffling as well. So here is our Chariot. He too has a light blue body. I wonder if his blue is different from the Emperor's blue, because we had a deep blue for the Emperor right here. So let's see. I'm going to check the book. So the Chariot drives and uses the duality energy of black and white. Da, da, da. He moves forward actively in blue rationality, wearing, so blue is still rationality. So perhaps since his blue's lighter, maybe he has a little bit less experience with rationality, whereas the Emperor, you know, he's that great architect. He really experienced that father figure. And whereas we see this Chariot is more, I feel like just more of a younger energy going forward with lots more vibrancy and moving forward type energy. Whereas the Emperor is more stationary. He's more settled, if you will. So blue rationality, wearing armor with yellow crescent energy. The heavy curtain with the star light and warm land give him strength to move on. All right. Then we have Strength. Wow, what a beautiful Strength card. They're just lounging together. It's almost like she's taking care of him. Here we have the Hermit, very much in blue, full of rationality. We've got some yellow up there. We don't have the Lantern here. Interesting. Wheel of Fortune. We do have the fixed signs here. Leo. Is that Leo? Taurus. Leo and Taurus. Those are not fixed. Okay, so which ones are these? I forget. Is it Cardinal? Yes, Leo and Taurus. Yes, those are fixed. My bad. Then we have got Aquarius, and the eagle represents Scorpio. And of course, we have the serpent, the Sphinx with the sword, Justice. Oh, wow. I really like this Justice card. I love these colors. We've got this teal, red, orange, purple with the pillars here. And then we have also this sword, you know, being the polarity. All right, so that is Justice. And then we have the Hanged Man. He's being hung by vines here. And he has several colors. Let's see what they say about his variegated colors. The hanged man's suffering implies the coming awakening and sublimation through the gray transition. Though his red restless body is being bound, the nous of blue will keep his soul calm, and his golden mind will never be restrained. Wow. Oh, okay. I see. So this is probably his active part. And then this is him becoming calm. And then his mind is that vibrant yellow, meaning he'll never be restrained. Interesting. Here we have Death. And Lynne must like the river Styx. She had a river in her Glimmerwalker card as well. Glimmerwalker Death card. So I really do like this. And Death is white. Let's see what that means. Let's see. The white child is innocent and romantic. The desperate gray queen cries heartbroken. It doesn't say anything about Death's color. The soul of the departed king returns to the earth. This must be the departed. Oh, yes, this is the departed king, the figure down here with his crown. And then I wonder, the wise golden elder faces death calmly. Ah, yes. I like that. That's very cool. Here's Temperance. Here's another white one. Let's see what they say about white. I'm interested to know. A pure angel steps into the river with one foot while steps onto the earth with another. The water in her cups goes and returns in a flowing circle which never stops. This is the communication and flow between me, object, and all things. The power of the Temperance's red wings lead us the way to the wisdom of distant mountaintops, so that we don't talk about her skin color here. Here's the Devil, very typical Devil. The Tower, another typical card. We've got all these little yods. The Star. Here we've got the EB sitting here with the star into this flowing water. Let's see what they say about the Star. A pure white girl sits by shore with one foot stepped into the water, and a red crested EB connects the sky and the earth. The spring of life flows into earth and into water as well. The spring of life flows into the earth, okay, and into the water as well. The blue energy of circulating connects yin and yang as well as object and spirit. The star represents the eternal light and hope and connect the energy of the universe. Very nice. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars with 8 in the middle. And I think this represents the Pleiades. No, I think Pleiades is what? 7, which is technically 6, but the 7th was stolen. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Or it could be 7, 8. I can't quite remember. Okay, the Moon. Here we have the Moon card. We've got our wolf and perhaps our domesticated dog. And it looks like we have maybe an octopus. Yeah, I do see some of those little suction cups right here. An octopus coming up from the depths with, of course, the river or a path going towards this mountain. And we've got these 2 pillars here. Here's the sun. This guy's obviously happy. Very bright card. Judgment. And we've got what looks like souls in these coffin boxes, perhaps going home at the call of the angel. Then we have the World, and we have cups, swords, wands, pentacles. All right, interesting. Now we can get to the minor arcana, and I wanted to read a little bit about what they have on the website here about the minor arcana. So, fire, water, air, and earth. Red, the color of fire, symbolizes passion, courage, and action. Blue, representing water, embodies calmness, reason, and stability. Interesting that they say stability for water, because I kind of feel like water can be quite the opposite, unless, held by earth or some kind of container, if you will. Yellow for air signifies positivity and enlightenment. Green, the color of earth, merges the cool and warm, symbolizing vitality, balance, and hope. Okay, so we go on to the fire suit, and then here it talks about the merging of blue and red into the energy of purple, represents the action within calmness and stability into dynamism. It is elusive, embodying spirituality and contemplation. The blend of red and yellow into orange radiates enthusiasm and positivity. That's interesting. The convergence into white symbolizes purity, cleansing, and unity, while its dispersion into the black represents the unknown, darkness, and unease. The transition from black to white, forming gray, signifies change and transition. That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so here we have the ace. We've got the purple, the orange, the yellow. We've got the blue up here. Again, blue represents the stability. Here we've got the Two of Wands. It does look like he's holding a globe right here. We've got this fire being, maybe a magma being. Then we've got a being similar, holding with his 3 wands. So this is slightly pippish. Oh, but then here's the RWS nod. We have the 2 figures and dancing in celebration with the 4 here and their little archway. 5 of Wands. This definitely feels like conflict. 6. Oh, he's on a magma snail. Oh, I like that. Relishing his celebration, right? Just going as slow as possible. And then we have the wreath here, the laurel. Here's the 7, defensive position. 8, of course. The 8 and the 8 of Wands and the 3 of Swords really don't stray from the RWS meaning. And many of you know that the 3 of Swords is one of my nemesis cards. To me, 3 is just such a beautiful, creative number. It gets creation to me, and to see a heart pierced with swords and blood is like, so, maybe something is created out of that. Anyhow, so the 9 of Wands, this is the tiredness, but willing to go on. And then this is overwhelm here, but still doing it. Page. Here we've got the gray smoke going into white. Knight of Wands. He's on an iguana, and I believe Glimmerwalker had an iguana in their Knight of Wands. Queen. Oh, I love this black kitty. Let's see if we can bring this a little bit closer and you could see this wonderful black kitty. Again, sorry about my glare. These are really shiny cards, very slick. And she's got holding a fireball almost, very in control. I love that card. And then we have the King of Wands. It's often said that sitting is a passive type posture, right? And I would like to see our king being more engaged, but perhaps he's more passive in that he doesn't need to be engaged anymore because he's learned the power of of delegation and of being able to command a team and having that team follow his commands. That's an interesting way to put that. Ace of Cups. So let's go to that portion of the Kickstarter. Okay, let's see. Water spirits, graceful and beautiful, are born from the undulating waves dancing atop the surf. Their journey aligns with the emotional quests of the Suit of Cups. Cups reveal the water element's energy with flowing currents dictating their direction, and red goldfish symbolize the desires of their heart. All right, I like these lilies here. We are missing the hand, right? And then here we have two hands. And I do like this depiction of the Two of Cups. We've got that, I can't think of what the caduceus right there. Is that, I think that's the caduceus. And then we have our male and female energies here coming together. I like to think of them as opposite energies, not necessarily gendering them as male and female. However, we can read it as we may. Here's our red goldfish, and then this is the card of celebration. The card of ennui. Oh, and look at this. He's getting like splashed upon. What are these things called? Oh, I can't remember. Like those water, I don't know. Water tunnel. I don't think that's quite it, but he's like, it's like, wake up, dude. Look at all that you have. Oh, look at this. This really looks like sadness. Six of Cups. And there's two goldfish here. And this is possibly the younger part of this older part. Seven of Cups. And look at all of these options that we have. We've got a snake, a jellyfish, a man, a mountain, some sea stuff, shells. We've got a laurel, and we've got a dragon in there. Oh, and then look, there's like a skull in this on this cup. That's really interesting. Let's see what that says about that. I mean, I wonder if it mentions there's a skull on one of those cups. Well, probably not, because there's only a few words, a few sentences for each of the minors. The water elemental gazes at the dreamlands high in the clouds. The sky and the water are separated apart. The unreal illusion will never fulfill the emptiness in her heart. Okay, yeah, so nothing about that skull. I love skulls. Eight of Cups. I don't really feel it walking away. Well, kind of looks like her. Well, yeah, she is walking away because look, there's her back. Her arm is that way. Okay, I do feel the walking away. And then here we have the Nine of Cups. Total satisfaction. I wonder where the goldfish is here. 10 of Cups. There should be 10 goldfish, right? All of the passions. Oh, Page of Cups. There's the fish in the cup. And then let's read about this Page of Cups. We haven't read about a court card just yet. The Page of Cups observes the flow of water energy into the cup curiously and cautiously. The little fish swimming around her represents enthusiastic curiosity. She will start learning and understanding how to treat a relationship. I like that she has two goldfish. The Knight of Cups is on a seahorse. I can't remember what the Knight of Cups was on for the Glimmer Walker. Then we have the Queen of Cups. Beautiful. There's bits of purple in here. King of Cups. And here we are to the swords. I like the crown on this sword. Kind of has a long laurel here. Could be seaweed. Let's read about the sword. Air spirits hidden within the air and clouds are delicate and sharp. Their journey reflects the challenges of harm and thought represented by the suit of swords. Swords unveil the air element's energy. When strong, the air elements gather into the clouds. When weak, they dissipate into fog. That's kind of interesting, because perhaps when your air element is weak, it's not so, of course, strong, obviously, and so it turns into emotion, which is what fog is. It's water vapor within the atmosphere. It's a low-lying cloud. And so when you're, perhaps not using logic and thinking, you're perhaps too much in your feels and the water aspect. Here we have the Two of Swords, typical RWS. There we have the, I don't know if that's a moon, a crescent moon, or an eclipse. Well, it probably could be an eclipse, because crescents are a lot smaller. This could be a waning or waxing gibbous. I don't know. I need to really decide. Oh, and here is the Three of Swords. This poor figure is being stabbed in the heart by 3 swords. Four of Swords, we are resting here. 5, here we have the 2 figures walking away. Let's read what the 5 of Swords means. This is a meaningless struggle of the wind elemental. He may win the fight, but lose more other things. That was probably translated, right? Yeah. So he won all of this, but look, what's he losing, Okay, the 6 of Swords. 7. This is quite possibly an RWS clone, right? And here I said I was going to stop buying RWS decks. And I bought 2. No worries. I like cards. I can't help it. I like them. I love to read tarot. I love to shuffle cards. I love to look at them. I love to talk about them. I love to share them. Page of Swords. Ooh, the Knight of Swords. And I believe the Knight of Swords is on a butterfly as well in the Glimmerwalker Tarot. So it's very interesting, the art styles in the Glimmerwalker versus the art style here. You can really see that the versatility of Lynne's art creation. So here's a bit of the Glimmerwalker. The Glimmerwalker is a lot more round, right? Let's see if I can find. Ooh, this is the Fool. I really like this Fool because of that flower that's growing right here on this thorn. And I really like this panoramic view of the Fool. So, oh, here we go. It is Knight of Thunder. So the Thunder suit is the air suit. So it is also a butterfly. And there's a huge difference in the art styles, but they're also, similar, because we've got a knight with a butterfly. And yeah, I really love this deck. I love to read with the Glimmerwalker Tarot. And I read with this deck. I think I might have done a couple of readings with this Elemental Strength Tarot. I can't quite remember. I think I did, because I put them in order. I just don't remember the reading. Queen of Swords. Got 2 butterflies down here. King of Swords. We've got 1 butterfly up here, representing his mind connection. All right, now let's read about the Pentacles. Earth spirits, guardians of the land and forest, are steady and solid. Their journey is related to the themes of wealth and reality explored in the Suit of Pentacles. Pentacles show the manifest energy of earth elements. In times of scarcity, they winter. In times of abundance, they thrive endlessly. Material prosperity brings them lush growth, while spiritual richness blossoms into flowers. So very cool. And so this is really heavily the yellow, right? No, this should be green. The ace of the pentacles should be green. Okay, so let's see what this, do they say anything about this red flower here? Okay, so I guess that would be blossoming, perhaps. And we do have representation of purple, and we've got the orange and the yellow here. There's the green. Our 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. It's kind of like this earth is mixed within the fire, right? It just kind of seems fiery. I get magma vibes. 7 of Pentacles, 8. Ah, there's the Falcon. 10 of Pentacles. 2 turtles down here. Page. Oh, look at that beautiful flower. Totally blossoming. Knight of Pentacles on top of the turtle. Turtle Island, right? Queen of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles. Amazing. So that is the Elemental Strength Tarot. And I do want to show you that this deck does have a panoramic view. So let me get some of these cards out and we will explore the beauty of the panoramic. Oh, I'm going to have to move all of this. Okay, I'm going to pause really quickly and arrange so that we can see the whole. All right, so here we have the suit of wands, and there is a black border around these, so they don't quite match up the way the Glimmer Walker does, because the Glimmer Walker is essentially borderless, but you can still see how there is a panoramic picture that is going on. And I didn't have enough for the frame to have our queen and king, and I think it's sort of serendipitous that they are together alone. and they too form a panoramic view, and I really like that they face one another. You know, there's a connection there. I like it a lot. Okay, I'm going to pause and I'll set up the next suit. All right, and so here's the Suit of Cups. I wonder if y'all can hear my husband playing the guitar in the background. I do have my mic on, and my mic is set to drown out the background music, but he's up there playing his guitar, and it sounds cool. I wouldn't mind it to be in my background. Okay, so, I really like this change here. We kind of have a sunset. Even though we're going through the 8, we're going into the happiness of the 9, and we're walking away from something into the happiness, into the contentment of the 9. That's pretty cool. I like that. And of course, we have our queen and our king, who are not facing one another. And this one doesn't really, yeah, I guess this background here kind of meshes a bit, and yeah, and these two aren't facing one another. No biggie though. Still like it. Okay, here we go with the Suit of Swords. And I know it might be jarring because I'm just pressing pause and then all of a sudden, bam, you got a new scene. But I unfortunately don't allot the time to do the post-editing and the post-production editing. I just want to get these out there. And I'm sort of a raw person anyway, if you will. Maybe sometime in the future, as my children get older and I don't have so much to do, I'll have more time to put into my videos and making them smooth, transitioned, and just overall cooler. But for at the moment, this is how it's gotta be. I like this. You know, it's cloudy here, and then we turn into this brightness over here. I do. And then, you know, this, even though the Seven of Swords is kind of that, you know, kind of a deceptive card, I do like that there's some orange in the back. Maybe that there's hope that this deception can be turned around in a way. And of course, we've got our queen and our king. The queen is facing the king. She's looking to him for perhaps some guidance. He's completely air. He's air of air, where the queen is water of air. Yeah. Okay. Let me. Well, you know what? I can just keep going. That way there isn't such a big jar, right? A big, bam, here we are. Next scene. And so then here we have our Pinnacle suit, which I think I would have liked to have seen a little bit more green, as explained in the Kickstarter, on the Kickstarter site, because this is just giving me some fire vibes, right? And I mean, our suit of fire was pretty purplish and red. Pull some fire cards here, see? So, I mean, they're pretty similar in coloration. And I like this as well. I like the colors of this deck. I really like the sort of neon color of the Glimmer Walker. And I'm interested to see the readings I get out of this deck and how I work with this deck as well, being that this is a very slippery deck and I have to do like a side hand shuffle. So there's our king and queen, not necessarily facing one another, but still in the same scenery and still very much a part of one another's lives and enmeshed within one another's energy. So now let's bring back all of the cards and we will do a quick shuffle. And today is May 3rd, and there is a Cinco de Mayo festival downtown, so we're headed out that way. So I'm going to have to, I'm not doing a reading. Why did I do my tap? Okay, so it's not a bad shuffle. Uh-oh, how did these get backwards? Oh no, look what I did, guys. Okay. So yes, we're headed down to East Downtown. I'll fix this later. And the East Side. And we're going to walk around, patronize some shops, and watch a few of the entertainment that they have. So this does shuffle nicely. I'm not much of an overhand shuffler because I hit my cards. I tried to at the beginning because I like that noise that it makes. I really like that, but I either I need to practice or, you know, I have really small hands. So it's kind of hard for me to get a good grasp on them. And I find this side shuffle works best for me. All right, so there you have it. The Elemental Strength Tarot by Deck Chi, illustrated by Lynne. I will put all the information in the description box. I hope you enjoyed this deck, this flip through, and I will see you next video. Take care. Bye.